Welcome back. Welcome back. 11 minutes past 2. And yes, this is still the sunny side on 92.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Constance. So let's talk about children. Let's talk about parents. Let's talk about caregivers. Let's talk about love. About spoiling. Yeah. So that's some parents find really hard. Really hard to draw. That line called spoiling a child. And I'm not talking about, young parents. I'm talking about even grandmothers. Yeah. Old people. They struggle with it as well. So someone might be thinking, spoiling a child, it's all these young parents. All this young. Nah, it's not just the young. It's everybody I'm talking about. All right? So, but although when we talk about, usually when this kind of conversation comes up, we're looking at, the young children. We're not talking about children of God. The kind of context I'm referring to right now? Yes, exactly. All right. So, parents, they have a responsibility, and that responsibility is very glaring. Provide for your children. Protect your children. Cater to their needs. So that's your job. That's your responsibility. You brought a child into this world. You're going to adopt a child to make them your child. A child is under your care. You provide for them. You take care of them. So a lot of parents take pride. They derive so much joy in making available the things their children need. Of course, shelter. They have provided shelter for the kids. In fact, the children have their own separate rooms. It's such a thing of pride for some parents that we're not all managing one bedroom. No, but that at least the kids have one room to themselves. It's a thing of joy for a lot of parents. And for some people, all the kids have their own rooms. So providing for our children, protecting them from harm, from the challenges of life, from the unforeseen things, being able to keep them in that atmosphere where things don't just happen to them because you are protecting them by what you've put in place, the kind of house you've made available for them, the kind of school you ensure they go to, or the kind of hours you put into spending time with them. So some parents go as far as deciding that one person has to stay home and ensure that your eyes are 100%. Is that even possible? I don't know. I don't think so. But hey, you get what I mean, right? That your eyes are on these kids. So in trying to do that, or in doing that, some parents often slip and find themselves spoiling a child, making a mess of something that shouldn't have been a mess. You're raising a child, and this child cannot stand up for himself. This child cannot even voice what they need, because before the needs arise, you have made everything available. So the child can't even say, this is what I need, this is what I want. That's on one side. And then on the other side, or on the other hand, there are also children who want everything and say everything they want anytime they want it, because they know that the moment they open their mouth to say, I want, it's available. Of course, there's also this thing about, especially young children, that they are selfish. Or should I say self-centered? I mean, everybody has that thing in them. But children, mostly, the newborns, they don't know about any other person but themselves. All right? So the children and their wants and their desires and their needs and their give me's and their make available for me Always wanting. So some parents are caught in that web of making everything available. And I'm not talking about just the rich people. I'm talking about even people that are seemingly poor. They so pamper, so protect, so provide in the way they can for their kids that the children are spoiled. Yeah. So how can parents draw the line between loving their kids and spoiling them? You need to provide for your children. I heard someone say that it was actually a colleague before now. She mentioned how a certain time in the home, they didn't have some things. And rather than do the usual, go and buy things in bags, in cartons, and, stock up everywhere, she said, no, we're going to buy it one. So that they will know that this milk that people have been carrying in big container, that they actually sell small sachet. So that you will know that this rice, that whenever you want rice is available. No, that you actually buy it in cups in the markets. Not that they're trying to get their children to start thinking about poverty, but just for them to have an idea that life is not always, if you want it, you get it. There are times when you can't get it, but you can also get it another way. If you can't get it in this amount, you can also get it in a smaller amount. So that's that person. How can parents draw the line between loving their kids and spoiling them? These days we have a lot of kids whose parents have made available tabs and phones to keep them busy. Yeah. And to entertain the kids. And some people will say they are learning material. They are learning with it. And this learning that does not ever end. And some parents find themselves in that situation where they cannot now tell the child, drop your tab and come and eat. Or drop your tab and go and sleep. So how can parents, how can caregivers draw that line between loving their kids and spoiling them? Discipline is something that is very necessary in bringing up children. It is very important. Some people don't know how to instill discipline. Some people, they're more like handicapped because of the kind of person they are married to. One person is trying to bring control, is trying to bring discipline to help the children behave properly. And the other person sees it as, no, you're trying to stifle the rights of my children in their own house or in their own home. So it becomes a struggle. All right, let's show them love. And then you spoil them. So how do you draw the line between loving your child and spoiling your child? And then some people even say spoiling a child with love. Can you spoil a child with love? Love is a good thing, right? Love is a good thing. Even the Bible encourages us to love even our enemies. I mean, how much more your children? Love them. But in loving them, do you get to cause them more harm than good with the way you're loving them? Back to the question again. How can a parent or how can parents draw the line between loving their children and spoiling their children? Have you seen those parents who will not allow a child that just started walking to actually walk? Oh no, they won't let that child walk because she will fall. He will fall. What if he falls? What if she falls? The child has everything it takes to fall, get up, cry and be fine. But no, he's still tender. All right, let's talk. 070-0923-0923. 070-0923-0923. If you are a parent, please talk to us. Tell us what you're doing to draw that line between loving your child and spoiling them, to ensure you don't spoil them just because you're loving on your children, which of course is very, very important. You need to love your child, and children also thrive in a loving environment. All right, send those messages via WhatsApp to 0809-030-6416. 0809-030-6416. Hello? Okay, please do well to call back. And then you can also leave a message on Facebook. We're live there, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. And you can tweet at Nigeria Info PH. And then one more question. Is there such a thing as too much love? Can you say you've loved this child, or this child has been loved too much? Love is too much, and that's why the child is the way they are. Is there anything like too much love? Can love actually be too much? Remember, we're talking about children. Before you start twisting this love, because usually some people, when they hear the word love, they start thinking romance. But that's not what we're discussing, right? Okay. 070-0923-0923. 070-0923-0923. And then for WhatsApp, you can send me messages there. 0809-030-6416. I don't even know why this person is sending me a message about candidates and debates. Okay. Oh. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, please?
My name is Paulinus. I'm calling from the UK.
All right, Paulinus, go on.
Okay, so talking about parenting and of course loving a child and possibly going to the extent of spoiling the child, it's very possible to overlove or spoil a child with love. I've seen it like, let me just give you a story that was told of a woman who over-pampered her male child, and he was engaged into armed robbery. So during the process of prosecution or execution, he said he wanted to have a word with his mom, and the mom came. He bites the ear of the mother, and he said, that is the mother can do, because you saw me doing all these things when I was young, and you never, and you allowed me to continue. And this is where I am ending my life. So it is very possible to spoil a child with love.
All right, thank you so much for calling. We have commercials to stay tuned.
Our country one better, Nigeria one better. Who go do one for us?
That if you spare the rod, you spoil the child. And some people could say, okay. Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Zion, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Zion.
And thank you for this timely topic. Timely.
You're welcome.
We have this soft spot for our children. In fact, all our hustling now, all the struggle is for the children. For only me and you, who can just go stay one bedroom flat and rest there, our life. But because we work extra, we take part-time jobs and the rest. And as a father, who did you lie in your hands? How much conversation do you have with them? Because they need visa. You just have quality and evil. You allow them to talk carelessly. You allow them to misbehave as in talking to people rudely. They don't greet their seniors or respect their elders. No. And one other problem we have against our mama. And my mom is like this guilty one. He will handle us as our own children. She can't handle the grandchildren like that. She can't. Oh, don't touch them. Leave them. They are children. Really? Really? And if we keep allowing these kids to have access to everything they so wanted, that will be a problem. Like in my house, the kids have the prerogative to tell us what we need to eat, which is our menu. I don't want a cake. I don't want to eat this one. Go and prepare this. In fact, there was a day I decided to allow them because it happened. Ada, I don't want to swallow God. I want to eat indomie. After Ada, I prepared everything. So to avoid that, we gave them the prerogative. Whatever you want to eat for today, tell Ada on time. And there's a thing they did one day that honestly, I zero my mind. It not happen again. Daddy wants to go out. Okay, you guys check the drawer. And they come and say, that money is not enough. I say, why? So person wants to go with us, won't go with us. Really? Okay, if we should take 30K. Look at what they ask you. What are we going to do with 30,000 naira?
Wow.
I say what?
Wow.
You know the first thing, I'm telling you. Okay, take the cards. I don't have the maybe they are like 2 or 3, because they go much. Don't eat now. Guess what? When I start receiving the debit alert, I have to call.
Did you call your doctor? Did you call your doctor to say I needed to come over, come check my blood pressure?
Exactly, come back home. You please come back home. Look at the limitation. If I've allowed that thing to continue, today I would have wrecked me. And when they came home, I told them, look, when I was at your age, my mother did not give me such privilege. Neither did my father give me such privilege. So this thing must stop. If you want to go out next time, this is the limited amount you guys are going to spend. If you want to do this, this is the limit. So I put boundaries for this kid. And I think that is what we parents should do. If we don't put boundaries and limitations, we will end up spoiling them. And they'll just like this, after that's how we do in our house. Mm-hmm. That's how we do in our house. Why won't we do it here? No, in our house, we do the right thing. So you must also do the right thing outside because you are the sons and daughters of Mr. Zion. So I think parents, especially the fathers, have a lot to do when it comes to raising up these children so that they don't become so naughty. Mm-hmm. They started washing their pants on this now. They are on this. That is how we get raised. So I think these are the things already called the culture of Africans is already in them. So, Mr. Zion.
All right. Thank you very much for calling, Mr. Zion. Spoil, diminish, or destroy the value or quality of something. And it also means harm the character of someone, especially a child, by being too lenient or indulgent. That's another meaning of spoil. Interesting. So from loving your child to harming the character of this child. So it then becomes, maybe I could call it a sin. If a child is spoiled, it means the parents have sinned. Because what did you do? You just harmed the character of this child, not your undoing as a parent, by being too lenient or indulgent. And so I ask again, how can parents draw that line between loving their children and spoiling them? And Mr. Zion says, by creating boundaries. All right, thank you. Hello, the sunny side. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
What's your name?
Ife on the line.
Sorry, could you say that again?
I think it's Ife.
Did you say Efe?
Yes, Ife.
Okay, go on.
Okay. So, this is what you're discussing there. Love chastises. Love disciplines. Love rebukes. If love doesn't do all of these things, no love. Love teaches the child to be responsible and make that child to be responsible. Love is love. Love say yes and say no when the need arises. At the time you say yes and the time you say no. Most of the time, I overdo things. But things we do.
Could you say that again? You say most of the times what happened? Sorry, say that again.
I said we parents. I said sometimes we overdo things. And what to destroy the life of our children. So if you're going to share a child the love and you're not going to chastise that child, you're not going to read that child, you're not going to see that child.
Says no. Correct. All right. Hello? Sure, the phone lines are good, so keep those calls coming. 070-0923-0923. 070-0923-0923. And if you want to send a message, you can send it via WhatsApp or you can send an SMS to 0806409-030-6416. All right? So this message on WhatsApp says, spoil is subjective term. There's no need to subject children to mindset or abuse on them before they can have sense or before they can know some people in this world are suffering. It is possible for someone to be brought up with love and abundance, yet they'll still be disciplined, kind, and productive human beings. Some people that were parented out of survival instead of love don't heal, so they tend to be the ones that exhibit trenches, scarcity, weak behavior, teenage adulthood, causing problems for everyone. I heard a man shouting at his teenage son that love doesn't exist. No woman can care. He should ignore his looks and focus solely on money, even if he hurts people. That man, who is literally cats and dogs wife, he's just telling his son real life. If that boy meets a lady who was parented out of love, he will make her suffer as he will keep making her prove that she loves him for him. May God and the universe be kind to me and not let cross paths with or fall in love with those raised to believe abuse and trauma equals discipline. What's your name? You didn't tell me your name. All right. So back to the question again. How can parents draw the line between loving their children and spoiling them? That's the question. And that's what we're discussing right here on the sunny side. How? Love is a good thing. Love is important. And the children thrive in a loving environment or in an environment where love exists, when there is love in abundance. But how do we draw that line between loving the child? I'm listening.
I say that love of parents should be unlimited on their children. Number one, parents should provide the food for their children, provide clothes, provide and make sure that they watch over them so that the environment and will not harm them, so that reptiles and sleeping things will not equally harm them. Because children are not yet full conscious of what happens around them. So it is a duty of parents to put their eyes on them, monitor how they move, and also monitor how the activities are conclusively, so that parents make sure that their children do not misbehave. Because when our children, when they are into things that are bad, as a parent or as parents, we should be able to correct them. Tell them what they have done is bad. When they do good, we tell them what they have done is good. That will help them to grow and become reasonable children and reasonable men and women tomorrow. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for calling, Ima from Rumokoro. All right. Anne says, good afternoon, presenter. Parents want to give their children everything. They give them liberty to go out and come back home without time limit. Watching of cartoons doesn't have time. Wrong. In my house, the children respect time for everything. Parents should love, but should not compromise what is wrong. All right. Thank you very much, Anne. So from what Anne has sent in is the answer to my question, how parents can draw a line between loving their children and spoiling them. Anne says it's by allocating time for everything and letting the child know there's a time for everything. 070-0923-0923. Time to eat, time to play, time to read, time to watch cartoon, time to shout, and time to be quiet. There's a time for everything. So how, as a parent or as an individual, what been happening in our side? It's parents for a line between spoiling, loving their children and spoiling them. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, Nigerian people.
Good afternoon. What's your name, please?
My good sister, good afternoon. This is Dakuku from Apokiche, the postman of Iche.
Dakuku, you're welcome.
We just are duty to provide food, all our amenity, shelter, and safe clothing for the children and even for education. Who want to go to education, they have to give them handwork or business so that they can grow and become something. I get my point. Want to be having child, you can't give him a good education or that is, which is no good. That makes it today in our society because of most of them have 10, 20, but they don't know how to take care of the children. Is this the way? If you have one or two, you're able to make sure you rest that one and it becomes something. It's the only thing we can do. I get my point.
I'm getting your point.
That's what getting the duty of the parents. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So Dakuku just brought my attention to another angle to this conversation. Spoil your child by not making available the things they require. Let's go back to the meaning of spoil so that I can buttress my point with that. Spoil. Harm the character of someone. Harm the character of someone. All right? Yeah, I'm leaving the part where he said it's by being too lenient or indulgent. So I'm going to add, because there's nothing in the house. There's nothing at home. Except lack. And actually nothing. And poverty. And sometimes it's not even that these people don't have money. Oh, some people are just amazing. They have the money. But there's a special kind of spirit of stinginess. Yeah, that I've seen in some people. That stinginess is like it was made into some kind of jollof with wickedness and hard-heartedness. They have the money. They're seeing the money. But their family do not benefit from what they are seeing, what they are touching, what they are getting. So these children's character becomes harmed in that they cannot have their basic needs met. And so they start sourcing for those things by themselves. And when a child is the one who's taking care of himself, I wonder what he's going to do. for food, for maybe snacks. I really didn't thought it that way, but yeah. Listening to him actually brought that perspective to this conversation. There's nothing like much love when it comes to bringing a child. It's just an expression used to illustrate over-pampering of a child when he or she is wrong. All right? And you said children imitate what they see more often. So as a parent, you need to lead by example. Show love when it's needed and show discipline when necessary as well. My name is Enwa from Eleka here. All right, thank you very much. Engineer Kingsley says, good afternoon, Constance. The line is discipline. Parents should make sure that their children respects and keeps norms of their homes. Always sit them down. Have discussions with them. Tell them motivational stories. All right, Eric. Thank you very much. Okay. You will have to call back, please. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello?
Good afternoon. It's the sunny side. What's your name?
My name is Arnold from Port Harcourt.
All right. Welcome, Arnold. We're listening.
Okay. For me, somebody talk about time. Somebody talk about resources. For me, I go for discipline. For you to be disciplined, you must know what to discipline a child on or what not to. And it has to do with maturity as well. Most times, some people will just go into marriage for the sake of, I love this person loves me. And they start making children without having the necessary ingredients for them to bring up their children. Because sometimes you may think that, they are adults, they know everything. And at the end of the day, you discover that even that thing they think they know, they don't know it. For instance, I'm using a yard member for example. He had a mother-in-law that was a teacher, and when the mother-in-law came from Mugo, he saw that how the children had behaved, and he tried to put her put on the ground to make sure that the children are doing the same. So, the woman took offense. That's not how she was brought up. It becomes an issue. So, it's important, yes, children is important, but what is important, most important is for you to have a discipline, and it has to maturity bring up the child. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. So discipline, he says. Discipline. All right. So you love the child, but like one of the callers said, love says yes, love says no. Love corrects, love rebukes. Love shows the way. Love leads by example. You don't shut your child up when they are talking anyhow. Yet you can, say you are the adult, but you don't have respect even for yourself, and yet you want your kids, to develop respect from where? How? So how do you draw the line between loving your children and spoiling them? So in providing for your children, in protecting your children, in raising children, you have to be on the lookout. All right, to call back. We have a few minutes on the clock. 070-0923-0923. 070-0923-0923. And then remember 3 p.m. we have the news. Of course, Rivers Today, after which Dayo will be here for Hard Facts. So, a research is saying that parents should be more concerned with whether they are being attentive enough than with whether they are being too attentive. Attentive enough than whether you are being too attentive. whether to the needs of your children or to just your children. Are you being attentive enough to realize that this child is becoming manipulative right now? Yeah. If you're being too attentive, it means for every time the child makes a sound, you're at their beck and call. You are there to find out what's happening. And trust me, some people actually do not know, but kids are really smart. You might be thinking, what does this one know now? Just a toddler. Don't worry. They understand what they understand, and they begin to manipulate you. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Afternoon. I'm John by name.
All right, John. I'm listening.
Women started off very responsible by making too much noise. Even when you are trying to correct your child, you started to go above. Some women, they not for their children, telling them when there is not justification for that. And those things, the child to spoil. So, if that attitude...
Oh, God. I'm so sorry. Had to cut you off there. Your line is breaking. I couldn't even piece together what you said so far. Hello?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
My name is Roundface from Making.
All right, please go on, Roundface.
Okay. There's a saying that says, spare the rod and spoil the child. They also say that when you beat a child with the right hand, you draw the child back with the left hand. You see, there is a boy I used to know. Whenever somebody enters our shop, he would like to open the bag or whatever the person calls it to know what is inside. And if eventually it's food that the person wants to eat, the child will go to the person and the people and the food want to eat. And the mom will be there and keep quiet. And when they go out, the child practice that kind of thing. You see, when you start shouting for the child, what the child does such a thing, and he beats that child or shouts on that child, next time that child will not do that kind of thing. There is time to love and time to correct. What's right, there is time I play with my children. But when it comes for streets, I have to be strict. When they do anything wrong, I caution them there immediately. So that is that. And we, the parents, the way we buy things for children is good. But at times, when the money is not there, they see other children eating it outside. Daddy, I want this. Immediately where they see the children eating it, you have to caution them. Anything I don't give you, don't demand for it outside. When we get to home, do it. There is a child the other day, the child was eating meat pie. After eating the meat pie and the this thing, they were passing see bole, where another woman with the children are eating bole. The child just run away from the mother to where the woman was eating bole. And the woman was laughing, and our children, and so they when they grow, they will know. They thought the way they do things, they correct the children immediately. Case of next time.
All right.
Still remain round face for me.
All right. Thank you very much, Roundface. And of course, that's where we draw the curtain on today's Sunny Side. Thank you very much for being a part of the conversation so far. The news comes up at 3 p.m. and after that, Hard Facts. Remember to follow us on social media, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH on Facebook, Nigeria Info FM_PH for Instagram, and Nigeria Info PH for Twitter. Constance Mega for Twitter.
Nigeria Info. Right back after this.